Hey everyone, Livy here, back with another video. This time I am going to be doing something a little different, but also kind of related to a recent tarot tag done by the amazing Tarot Magpie or Sylvie. That video was called Deck Vibe Check. And I don't know what it was about that video. It kind of inspired me, and I was thinking, wow, if these are the cards that I look for in tarot, like I'm always going through the deck, I'm looking for those to see if they're done well. What is the opposite of that? What are my anti-vibes? What cards do I look at and hope and pray and all those things that they don't have things I don't want on them, you know? So in that vein, I don't know what to call this. Maybe anti-vibe check? Yeah. So this is the anti-vibe check. And we're going to look at cards that I hope do not have the things I don't like represented on them. Because I don't know. I just don't care for them. I'm a hater. What do you want to say? Luckily for this video, this is not as much as the vibe check. I am also grateful for the fact that a lot of tarot decks that I own do not have these things in them. But, this is the big caveat, the big but, is I have seen these themes show up in other people's tarot decks. And it's probably why I don't own them, to be honest. This is why I always like to watch walkthroughs or flip-throughs or unboxings of certain decks. So anyways, let's get right to it. I'm going to come out of the gate swinging. And start with one. Luckily, I did not have a lot of this. Coming out of the gate swinging. Let's talk about the nasty, I don't know what it is about this naked baby on a horse in a field of sunflowers with the sun just judging it. I don't like this. I don't. Every time I see this naked baby on a horse, I internally cringe. It is just not my thing. Why is the baby naked? I don't know. Like, it's just very awkward to me. Luckily, I only have one deck that tends to have this. Besides this, obviously, this is a recoloring of the, Rider-Waite-Smith. The only other deck I have that's very similar to this was from the Paulina Tarot. Though, still the field of sunflowers, still the sun. Naked child baby on some kind of hummingbird being, I don't know. Still, either one of these kind of tropes, I'm very uncomfortable with the naked child. Why? Please don't do this. When I see this, I am, luckily from the Paulina Tarot, this is, I think, the only, wow, I love how I, literally stopped to actually look at the rest card. I think this is the only thing that's, an anti-vibe for me. So if I see it in, one card, something I don't like, fine. If I see multiple of the things I don't like in a bunch of the cards, that's when I'm less likely to buy it. So, yeah. Naked baby on the horse, or naked baby in general, no, for the sun. I just don't like the vibes of that. Another one, another major arcana. I am not a fan, personally, this is just my opinion, maybe it's because I grew up under the weight of the Catholic Church always hanging over your head or something. I don't like when the Hierophant is shown actually as what it is, which, originally, I guess, in Tarot de Marseille would have been known as the Pope. I don't like this imagery. I think that there are ways that the Hierophant can show into people's lives without it being necessarily a religious figure. I do acknowledge that a lot of people do find religion very empowering for them, especially religions like the Catholic Church, Christianity, Islam. I don't think they have figures like the Pope though, but you know what I'm getting at, right? Some people, they really like this imagery. I do not. I do not like when the Hierophant is shown as being overtly religious. So again, this is from that recoloring of the Rider-Waite-Smith. What is this called? Oh man, I don't know why I blinked on the name of this. If I remember, I'm going to put it down below. Luckily, only 3 of my decks were really very overtly religious in this. This is from the Morgan Greer Tarot in a tin. This is from Mini Cat Tarot. I mean, this is a Rider-Waite-Smith clone, so it was more likely to show up in that imagery. And even though you don't see, like, the robes and stuff, this kind of still has that anti-vibe I don't care for. As you can see, they're still holding the same staff. The other dolphins are looking up at this figure, so you know they're supposed to be the religious head. I don't care for this, man. I don't care for this. So I don't like seeing the Hierophant as overtly religious. I prefer when the Hierophant is shown more like a teacher or mentor or somebody stuck in a traditionalist mindset. I don't like to see the religion as much. So that's just me. If I see this, I'm like, bleh. Nope, get it out of my face. Next one. Thank God for this. Funny as I say, I don't like religion, and then I just say thank God. This is like left vestigial Catholic things, is like I just say certain phrases, even though I don't actually attach the meaning of God to them. Getting that out of the way now. Wording for me, right? Anyways, thank any higher power that be that I only have 2 decks that blatantly show this monstrosity. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just a bitter bee. I don't like when the Empress is shown as a pregnant lady. Sorry, I don't. There is more to the Empress than just being fertile myrtle, pregnant, giving out a bunch of babies. I don't think that's all that the Empress has to offer. So, sorry, my nose is like running right now because I'm still kind of sick. Anyways, this is from the Dream Vision Tarot. Do not like this one. I mean, it's a pretty image, but again, I'm not a fan of the pregnancy thing. This is from the Everyday Witch Tarot Mini. Also don't like that she's pregnant here. I do like that this one and this one have little nods to the nature representation in the Empress. I'm personally a fan of Empresses who show that they are Mother Nature. They are the one who is growing all things, but they're not necessarily pregnant. And I also like when the Empresses have more a power dynamic to them. Like they look like they could actually be a counterpart to the Emperor. So this kind of imagery, I'm not a fan of. Get this out of my face. I'm sorry. Because not every person, by the way, who owns a vagina, you know, wants to give birth. So I don't know why this is always like this. So yeah. Okay. Anyways, next one. Then I'm going to get into my anti-vibes. What I do not want to see, literally ever, but especially because this card is one of my faves, is this kind of shit with the Wheel of Fortune. Now, I know some of it started from this, right? This, again, you know, from the same deck that I've been showing. Actually, pause. I'm going to actually look this up so you guys don't have to struggle bus and figure this out. Okay, everyone. Sorry about that. Went to go get it. This is the Modern Hue Tarot, so this is a different recoloring of the Rider-Waite-Smith. Why did my brain forget this? I don't know. I guess it's because I don't really use this very much. Anyways, I know it came from this originally, right? I know that esoterically, each of these figures, right, they represent a different aspect of the wheel turning. You know, you have Taurus, you have Leo energy, I believe. And I don't remember what these are supposed to represent. I don't remember right now. But I know it comes from this. So I get it. I get it. But to me, someone who reads not just tarot from a factual manner, but also intuitively, I don't know how I'm supposed to see the Wheel of Fortune turning and turning from this. This gives me nothing. This is just stagnation. This is just boring as fuck. I'm sorry. It's boring as fuck. I want to see something more interesting with the Wheel of Fortune. I know this is even from one of my faves. This is the Guided Hand Tarot, and this is one of like the most boring cards in the deck for me. This is once again from the Ocean Tarot, Oceanum Arcanae. This is from the Line Strider mini. I don't like this. I would rather the Wheel of Fortune show some kind of passing of time that's different than just this esoteric setup. Okay? I want something different. Even if it's just a clock, right? Turning the time. Even if it's just the seasons, showing the seasons or something. I just don't want this garbage. I'm sorry. It makes me angry. This is the anti-vibe, so there you go. It makes me angry. Let me talk about another one now. This is the only court card in this. I'm going to say that up front. This is the only court card, but every time I see this, I kind of just get very annoyed. Maybe because I understand this card a lot. Not to say that I have this energy, embody this energy, anything like that at all, or can think of anyone specifically in my life with this energy. It's more just because I understand the meaning of this so well that I'm like, ew. You know what I mean? Like, ew. Why is it? What the fuck? Okay. My picky ass does not like when the Knight of Cups is not represented, in my opinion, correctly. Sorry, don't like it. Let me explain. So for those of you who might have troubles with court cards, the Knight of Cups, well, obviously, right? The Knights, they're active. I see them as the fire of their suits, but obviously the cups are water, so it's like water of fire energy, okay? Which actually, funny enough, is a lot in my chart, so maybe this is why I'm bitter. The Knight of Cups is somebody, I've talked about this before, they are very much a dreamer. They are romantic. They are aware of what the order of things are in the sense of like how to interact with other people, relationships, romance, any of those kind of spheres, right? Emotions. They feel it. They're dreamy. They're charismatic. They're that person that you know who's always like kind of making people laugh, you know, very vibrant. And I'm sorry, but with that all in mind, how is this night showing that romance, that like sweep you off your feet kind of knightly energy? I don't necessarily get it from him. I don't get it from this night either, from the Morgan Greer Tarot. Like, how? How is this night romantic? Nope, don't see that. Even though this is a cute little cat, even this cat looks very serious and sleepy. I don't see how it's a romantic. And this night at all, definitely from the Line Strider, I'm like, sir, I can barely, if I go like this, I can see your face. You guys can see it now. And then there's a giant fish just covering it up. So I also am not getting romantic, not necessarily romantic and like trying to sweep you off your feet all the time, but I just mean like romantic as in the concept of like being in love with the world and enjoying life and going with the flow of all things in that way. So let me clarify that. None of these scream romance. So if I don't see that kind of energy in the Knight of Cups, I do get very salty and disappointed because you had potential and you fucked it all up. Oh, yeah. And by the way, let's talk about another big fuck up. Things that people could do and they just choose not to. And instead, you get this kind of... Oh, there's even more down here. Maybe I can try to scoot this up. This kind of bullshit. Anyone want to take a guess what this card is? Yeah, this is very common. This is a fucking Eight of Wands. This is ugly. Can we please just burn this aesthetic of the Eight of Wands to the goddamn ground? I am tired of this. I am tired of this. a card that's supposed to be about movement, about being quick, about having to go, go, go because it's necessary. You need to push through to the end of your project or your passion or whatever it is you're going, your energy at this time. I think there's better ways to show it than this shit. Just saying. Like, but the problem is this is the most popular representation of this. There's some I could have even added to here because they were very similar to this aesthetic, but I didn't. I mean, once again, we have the mini cat tarot, right? Once again, one of my faves, the guided hand tarot. I mean, with the birds, you can argue maybe it's not as bad, but still, same kind of shit. Dream Vision Tarot, once again, cool. It has a pretty background. What am I supposed to... How is that supposed to show the movement? Morgan Greer, seriously? I know you're like kind of a Rider-Waite-Smith clone anyways, but what the hell? We have Prisma Visions. That doesn't show the moving per se, but you still get the branches. So this is pretty much also in that vein of kind of useless. Doesn't show movement. This one borders on being annoying because yes, you see the Road Runner here that suggests movement and speed and having to go, go, go. But this shit doesn't. Like, why did you need to put that in there with the Roadrunner? And also, this is from the Wonder World Tarot. This is the first edition. Now there is a second edition. That's the one you guys can actually buy these days. This is still the same shit, though. It's pretty in the background. I like the colors, but same shit. I just don't like this. Please, please, be better to the wands, Tarot. Why do you always mess them up? I feel like a lot of times they're messed up. And why do I say that, friends? Why do I say that? Because the next card I'm going to show you is also a wand. That half the time does also get like the short end of the stick. Okay? And what I'm talking about here this time is the Two of Wands. Okay? The Two of Wands. I don't like this either. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like when oh God, I'm so bitter right now that I'm just coughing it up. Anyways, this is, I know all this comes from this. I don't 100% understand this. I don't 100% understand this for the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands, for those who don't know, is a lot about planning, especially planning though in when you have a project or thing in mind that's brewing into fruition and you want to get it done. That's what the Two of Wands is about. And the thing is, like, I mean, I guess you can see that this is a world. It's a globe. All the potential is in your hands. And here's two wands and they're on a parapet. Okay, cool. But this doesn't really show me as much of that planning. Like, what with these wands do you need to plan out, sir? I don't understand. So that's why things of the same aesthetic, like Line Strider Tarot, like Everyday Witch Tarot, like even the Prisma Vision Tarot, like the Ocean Tarot, Wonder World Tarot, Anima Mundi again, like... Why? We don't need this. Please show planning in a different way. I want to see the person plotting out and now actually having to think things or build something up in just a different way than just two sticks being in the ground, okay? Even this is kind of annoying because all you see are the two... oh, by the way, this is from the Tempest Tarot. All you see are the two telescopes intersecting. Is that what they're called? Telescope? I think so. Doesn't give me much either about planning. Okay? It doesn't. So that's lame. I don't like it. Every time I see this, I'm just annoyed. Please show that process a little differently, please. Okay. Now, if you can believe, we only have two more to talk about. Two more cards specifically to talk about. I told you this would be quicker than the other video. Okay. The next one, I think a lot of people would agree with me. I know even Sylvie, I think, agrees with me on this one. The Six of Coins, the Six of Pentacles. When the Six of Pentacles, okay, looks like some holier than thou rich person or some other kind of being, looking like they're just being like, here, peasant, take these coins. Haha, look at how good I am because I gave you money. I don't fucking like that. I hate it. I hate it. I know it started with you. It started with you. Look at this. Like, what a dickhead. I don't know what it is. He just looks so rude. Just like I don't know. It's like the rich people who are like, haha, I'm rich. Let me just tip you, poor waiter, with like a really high bill because I'm so generous. It's like it gives off that same kind of energy. I don't like this. This one from the Morgan Greer is also showing that mentality. It's just, I don't know. And he even looks smug. Like, I don't enjoy that. These also kind of have, well, okay, no. This one and this one also have the same vibe. It's the same aesthetic. I know, even from my favorite, the Northern Animal Tarot, you still get this like, I mean, this squirrel's face is cute. He doesn't look as much of an asshole, but it's still basically a Rider-Waite-Smith clone, so that's why I included it. And the same with this cat, although the cat actually does look smug in this case. So I just don't like this. I would prefer when the Six of Pentacles shows generosity, but shows like that it's not just, oh, I'm like doing so much better than you. Let me be generous in that way. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain that, but I just don't want them to look like a dickhead. You still kind of get that even here from the Wonder World Tarot once again, with Alice. I think this is the Dark Knight. That's obviously the Mad Hatter. Still kind of Rider-Waite-Smith cloning, you know, so it's showing that. And the Everyday Witch Tarot does show this in like a different way. You do see like this witch is giving, like, is being generous, giving coins to this like student at the same time that they're also being generous and giving food to this poor older lady. But it's still, I don't know, there's something in her face that still kind of seems smug to me. So I also want to include this. Like, yeah, cool that you're giving these resources to people, but why do you look like an asshole about it? I don't know. I'm just saying I don't like that in these. And every time I see it, I just go, ugh, it's too much. Too much, guys, too much. And finally, my, I think, least saltiest take in this whole video. My least salty take is about the Three of Pentacles. Okay. Least salty take, but still had to be mentioned, is that I do prefer that the Three of Pentacles is actually showing teamwork. This card is about teamwork. It's about getting three people to form a solid foundation, like the Trinity. If you were Catholic, you know, like the 3 points, okay? It's very important that all the parts are working and moving together. But the pinpoint there is that there's 3 entities involved. These cards do not show 3 entities, right? Like this does not, it shows one person working hard to establish this window. Yes, it's work, but it doesn't show anything about teamwork. So I don't understand this. From the Prism of Vision, this is once again to Morgan Greer. Again, you only see one person hard at work. How do you know this was a team effort? You have no fucking clue. And the same could be said for this card. This is just, again, Rider-Waite-Smith cloning it. You have the image of the three stars and the window kind of idea. But this eel is all by themselves. So again, how does this show teamwork? I don't understand. They don't. Okay? They don't. And for me, especially because I do like to read intuitively, I don't like the same image regurgitated over and over again. I would prefer if the teamwork was shown in a more creative way. So these are my anti-vibes. Yeah. I don't want to see this shit anymore. Tarot creators, I'm just telling you, you can be different. You don't have, I mean, I know some people are like, oh, they argue for or against Rider-Waite-Smith clones. Sure, if it's a Rider-Waite-Smith clones, unfortunately you are going to see that same pattern. But the thing I'm saying is you don't have to be one. You can do your own thing and be a revolutionary in that way. I don't know. I just don't care for some of those aesthetics anymore. And I had to say something. I had to. So that's my saltiness for today. If you guys like this video, go ahead and tell me. I love hearing from people in the comments. Thank you for watching this long if you have, and I will see you all again next time. Bye.